Well, first of all, Matt, how are you and how do you reflect on a week where it started so well winning at Exeter and then losing to Fleetwood on Tuesday?
Yeah, we were certainly frustrated after the game on Tuesday. First half performance, we got the ball into good areas but didn't capitalise. We slowed the play down a little bit too much and lost our forward and attacking mentality. Went a little bit safe, so that was a frustration. But then obviously the scoreline is dictated to by a couple of moments in the game, which I referred to after the game as recurring patterns. A little bit of physicality, defending the box and a set piece. Something we have to do so much better than we are doing at the moment. That's been a consistent throughout this season. So frustrating. And then as the game went on, the pitch just went a little bit. They sat deeper and deeper, and it became a really frustrating last half an hour to the game.
You strike me as someone who doesn't get too high when things go well and not too down when things don't go so well. And are some of these inconsistencies a bit predictable? Is what you expected when you took on the job?
Well, that's probably why I'm sat here. Let's be honest, the manager lost his job early on in the season because of inconsistencies and form and weaknesses within the team and within the group and within the football club. So we understand that. We try and nullify it and try and improve it as best we possibly can, but there are still signs of it still there. I think that's apparent for everyone to see. The consistency you strive for as a manager and as a football team just isn't there as yet, and maybe it's the hope which kills everyone, supporters and myself alike, where you win a couple of games, you look like you're going in the right direction, and all of a sudden the game slaps you in the face. And it certainly has done that recently in games where we feel we could improve certain aspects of our game and get a better outcome.
Hopefully conditions will be better on Saturday. What do you want from your players against Burton?
Well, I'll be honest, which is no disrespect to groundsmen because our pitch has been absolutely outstanding, but you can't play a 100-minute game of football in conditions like that and the pitch not to be affected by it. So that's one thing we're now going to have to understand, what our home style looks like and what that home surface looks like. You've seen the weather today. It's a quick turnaround before the weekend, so different ways of winning games of football, and certainly at home we're going to have to understand that. But in terms of this weekend, it won't be too dissimilar to Tuesday night. A team in a certain position in the league, fighting for everything. There'll be a lot of second balls, there'll be a lot of first contacts. There'll be a physical nature to it. That physical nature's got to come from us first as opposed to opposition teams. And then we've got to back our quality all the way up the pitch. I thought we worked the ball well to the middle of the pitch on Tuesday and then really ran out of steam and ideas. We lacked a little bit of energy in terms of our attacking mindset. So that's certainly something we're touching on and looking for improvements. And we have to make opposition teams defend. We're at our best when goalkeepers and centre-halves are getting worked.
No Chris Martin, he'll be suspended. Jack Hunt went off in the week. How's he?
Well, he goes through the concussion protocol when he goes off in that capacity. Then I think 2 days later, which is today, later on this evening, he'll do his first set of testing. So he'll be unavailable for Saturday, and then it's a race against time to get through all the tests or to pass all the tests ready for Tuesday night. So definitely two unavailable. I think there might be a couple more when you see the team sheet at the weekend because there's some sort of outcomes in terms of the physical nature after the game on Tuesday. But that's no problem. That's part and parcel of it.
A fit Jack Hunt, a fit George Friend, a fit James Wilson would be a boost, wouldn't it, week in, week out? How do we get them on the pitch more often?
Well, we have to respect where they are in terms of their careers. And probably if they were players who played every minute of every week or every game, then we wouldn't have them. And they're probably at championship level. So we have to understand why they're here and what their bodies are capable of. But they've probably both been a little bit unfortunate in certain moments. You can't criticise Jack Hunt in any way when he's defending the back post and he gets concussion because he's putting his head in a position which of danger. Whereas George is at a certain part in his career and Willow's coming back from that calf injury. But then you look all the way back to recruitment and the way you go at your mentality of the group because they are so important when they play. I think everyone's seen that and everyone's felt that and such a difference. And even Chrissy coming into the squad late in the first window. It's just important to get those ones who know the game out there. Sometimes you feel we get outmanned a little bit on the pitch. There's a physical side to that, but also an understanding of your game. And the likes of George and Willow and Jack Hunt and Chris Martin make such a difference to your team sheet.
And Giovanni didn't come on Tuesday. You got the best out of him at Exeter. How do you get the best out of him here at Bristol Rovers? Well,
we've got to all improve. Giovanni included in that. His day-to-day work, his performance on the pitch. Football is a performance-related game. If you play well enough, you get your opportunities. And if you're not getting it in the games you guys all see on a Saturday, Tuesday, then you've got to work really hard in relation to training. Giovanni knows that. He'll get his opportunity as time goes by. I know they've been frustrated, but there's been probably a lack of rhythm and a lack of form in his game. So that certainly needs to improve.
And Scott Sinclair, I only asked because his last league appearance was against Burton earlier in the season. Is he still part of your plans?
He's still in the mix, yeah. He's still part of the plans. Same with all players, they get the same opportunity every single day. All about how we can affect the pitch in a positive manner, and Scott is certainly ready to go.
And how much of a boost is it? I know it was announced on Friday, but having Wayne now in the building with Jamie as well, have you noticed a difference to your working week with them on board?
Yeah, I mean, our working week is so strange at the moment because we've got so many games. I'd love the fans to know how many we had training today. It's incredible what happens the day after, 2 days after, and you want to get some work into the group, but you're so limited in terms of actual time on pitch. So much of it is in meetings and on an analysis basis. But Wayne's part-time at the moment, so he's in a couple of days a week. Obviously, game days he's always present, so great to have his knowledge in around it, and he's already started to do a little bit of individual work with some of the group. That'll keep on growing as time goes on. But whether it's Jamie, whether it's Wayne, whether it's Kevin, we all want the same outcome. That's a more consistent approach and consistent results from the group, and within that the performance is going in the right direction.
And finally, to the fans who might look at the window on Saturday and see a bit of rain, the motivation is to try and repeat the performance against Oxford, isn't it, just a couple of weeks ago?
Yes, yeah, and back it up like we did at Exeter. We want Tuesday to be a blip. If we win at the weekend, all of a sudden we win 3 out of 4. So we're going in the right direction, but I don't expect it to look too dissimilar to what it did on Tuesday. And that's not an attractive thing to say, because we know what that game looked like for large parts, and our fans included in that. But that is it at the moment. That's where we are. There's no one else who can come in and affect it immediately in terms of the injured bodies, and they are mounting up. So we need all the help we can get, and just to keep the players feeling safe as much as we can. Sometimes when the players play too safe, that's a word I use sometimes, it's going to be a little bit fearful of the reaction and what to come. I almost want to take the handbrake off some of them and just get them to relax more into a game of football, and myself and fans can certainly play their part.
And some good news, Chris Martin, League One Player of the Month. It's announced on Friday morning. He's made a real impact, hasn't he?
He has. And obviously we were waiting for that contract to be signed in January, so that was a big month, an important month, and important we got him tied down. He obviously missed this weekend, but he's been a big player for us. He actually made probably too good a contact with that chance early on Tuesday, and the game could have looked so different, and fantastic save. But he's in the right place. I want more service to him. I want more balls flashing across that box, more balls in the box, more opportunities for him to get his goal record on a higher level than it is at the moment. It's quite impressive, it really is. So it won't do him any harm missing this weekend, as much as we want him out there. The amount of games he's played, having missed pre-season, and obviously had a niggle and a bit of illness the week before. So we look forward to welcoming him back in a fresher capacity on Tuesday, but we will miss him this weekend.